Hello! Congratulations on moving forward to your Interactive Level 2 mock. My name is Teacher Sam, and I am a VIPKID teacher and mock class mentor. This video, combined with the resources VIPKID provides you, will help prepare you for the mock session and major course classes. The interactive classroom is fun and helps to create an exciting experience for your students. The students in Interactive Level 2 have generally joined the program through one of two paths. They were a pre-VIP student and have now graduated to the Interactive Level 2, or they signed up for the program after an awesome trial class with one of our amazing teachers. Either way, the beginner Level 2 student has minimal English speaking abilities and comprehension. Before we get started in the lesson, let's talk about some things that will help you not only complete your certification, but set you up for great parent feedback. 5 apples. Please be sure to watch the videos VIPKID has provided in your portal. These videos demonstrate TPR as well as many other components of online ESL teaching. Let's talk technology. Now, you should check your internet connection speeds before your class, and it is suggested to be wired to your router. Slow speeds will affect your audio and video and create delays in the class. Now, a headset is the preferred technology for audio. While earbuds are acceptable, having a microphone closer to your mouth helps the student hear articulations. If you do not have a headset for your mock, earbuds will be okay, as long as the microphone sound is clear. You can also have a combination of headphones and an external microphone. But your computer's microphone is not an acceptable form of audio technology. Without earbuds or headphones, an echo will be created and impact the mock mentor and your future students' ability to hear clearly. Let's talk setting. Now, there are minimal guidelines as to what you have to have for a setting. However, you cannot have a plain, solid white wall behind you. Additionally, you should not be in front of an open window, an open hallway, or doors that have the potential to be easily opened. The environment should be free from distractions, including sound from children, your dog's phone, etc. A wall or curtain, trifold, whatever, with some items that create a dedicated teaching environment is best. Now let's talk about your position. Your camera should be eye level or above. Looking down towards your student is not ideal. You do not want to be too far or close to the feature of the classroom. Balanced lighting is key. There should be no shadows or major glares. Keep in mind the times you will be teaching and try to arrange your lighting to be set up perfectly for those times. Multiple lights may need to be used. Appearance-wise, you should avoid any revealing clothing, such as low-cut tops, strapless shirts, small straps. Now, you can wear a t-shirt any color, long sleeve, hoodie, etc. Basically, you want to appear tidy and appropriate for teaching. Do not wear anything that has questionable or offensive writing. Now that your classroom is all set, let's get to the teaching. Now, you should be prepared to teach both lessons, Interactive A and Interactive B. When you enter the classroom, or right at the beginning of the session, your mentor will tell you which lesson you will be teaching. You will have 10 minutes to teach. Now, while finishing all the slides is not a requirement, you do need to pace yourself appropriately. Just as in the real classroom, you should average about 1 minute per slide. Now, you could set up your own timer during your mock. Now, if you do, I suggest a stopwatch or any version of a count up timer to help keep the pace. A count down does not enable you to follow your pacing as easily, and the count up more closely reflects the actual kind of timer you will see in your real classroom. Now, your teacher-student talk time should be 50-50. This means you do not want to use filler language such as, let's move on, or can you say? You want to ask questions that can be answered or say only the word that should be repeated, and give your student a chance to repeat. Do not say something more than once before prompting for repetition. You should correct all errors in a positive manner. If your student makes an error in pronunciation, have them repeat it properly twice to demonstrate the correction and ensure your student has the proper output. While some mistakes may appear cute, it's important we correct them all. Be familiar with synthetic phonics. This is critical to proper blending and helps your students sound out new words. VIPKID has wonderful resources for synthetic phonics, so make sure you have watched the video before your class. You are expected to be prepared, but not expected to have the teaching directions memorized. Utilize the teaching tips on the top of the slide. These are there to remind you of the main lesson objectives and the individual slide objectives. Use clear and concise commands that combine verbal cues with instructional TPR. Sound effects such as zoop should not replace an actual command. Try to incorporate a variety of props in your lesson. These can be a combination of realia, flashcards, dry erase boards, puppets, stuffed animals, whatever you like. Students love creative props. Now, first and foremost, remember this is level 2 interactive. Use the interactive tools as a way to keep your students engaged and learning. After all, it is their class. The introduction slide. This slide is where you will begin your mock teaching. Your mentor will now play the role of a student. You'll begin with introductions and rapport building. A best teaching practice is to ask a rapport building question to get to know your student and assess how he or she may respond throughout the lesson. Remember, always encourage full sentences, use lots of TPR, and smile. There is no need to teach on this slide or to even read the title. The reward slide. On this slide, you will introduce your reward system. Now, you may use the interactive reward system as seen on this slide or use your own system. Either way, you're going to introduce it on the reward slide. Even if you use your own system, be sure to model and teach the drag and drop feature on this slide. Now, using TPR and words to show how to drag and drop. This allows you to teach the student here on this slide, so you're not teaching your student in the middle of a lesson. Now, you may choose to teach an extension on this slide, such as a word isolation or teaching them how to respond to a prompt. That's your choice, and you could choose to use whatever supplementary tools you'd like on this slide as well, if you choose. Now, during your real classroom, your supplementary reward choice will be combined with the built-in class star system and verbal praise. During your mock, try to reward your student with the supplementary reward a minimum of 3 times. And there is no need to reward on every slide, as this may impact your pacing. The lesson slides. Now, interactive level 2 follows the IPAED methodology. I, introduce, P, practice, A, apply, E, expand, and D, develop. Now, this is put into action with the I do, we do, you do model. The I do models the target, objective, output, activity, whatever for the student. The we do brings the student in with participation, and the you do is the demonstration of independent output. Now, all phases of this model should be evident throughout your mock. The slides for your mocks will follow the same pattern as a major course class, but it will be done in an abbreviated version. Let's start with the I slides. I vocabulary. The I vocabulary slides will have a word that is new content for your student. Now, these words must be introduced in isolation, and a game of verbal ping pong should take place. You say the word, and you cue the student to repeat by using instructional TPR. Do this twice. Do not put any articles or filler language before the words, such as can you say, or or in. And this is a good time to show a prop and use total physical response, of course. Take it to the next level and have some fun with repetitions. Modulate your voice, play with volume, just keep your student engaged. Now remember, your TPR should be held long enough for the student to try to reciprocate it, and you should encourage reciprocation. Now, in addition to the new word, the I vocabulary slides tend to have a target sentence component. Now, these target sentences are found in the teacher tip portions in the classroom. In your mock, they'll be right at the top of the slides. The student output is the target, not the prompting question. Your goal is to have the students say the target sentence and use good modeling to do so. Follow that IPAED method. This will help you lead to that independent student output. Your I verb slides. On the I verb slides, it's not as obvious that a word needs to be stated in isolation first, but it does. If you see sentences such as he throws, she throws, or he flies a kite, any type of sentences, then you need to introduce the base form of the verb first. Example, throw or fly. Just like the vocabulary word, as we talked about before, you will say the word in isolation and have the student repeat. Do this twice with TPR and fun presentation. Once you have completed the repetition ping pong, you could go on to read the sentences and have the student repeat. The student does not need to repeat the sentence a second time. For the Phonics slides, the rhyme needs to be repeated in isolation. Now this can be done 2 times in a ping pong style like previously mentioned, or done during the blending activity itself. Either way, make sure you isolate that rhyme sound at least twice and have your student repeat it at least twice. The practice slides. Now the goal of these slides is to practice the language and output of the I slides. The goal first is to have the student practice the target word. Additionally, you want to elicit independent output with your prompts. You can circle a picture, ask a prompting question, and help with the response if they did not remember from the prior slide. You can have them repeat the target sentence and have them circle the correct picture. Remember, the goal is for them to have to make an independent choice or response. Remember, the student output is always, always, always the main objective. On the P-verb slides, well, these slides are very similar to the P-vocab slides. You're continuing to practice the gradual release to independent output. Since these are shortened versions of real lessons, you may find your P-verb slide to actually introduce a new sentence. This will not be common in your regular classes. In this case, follow the proper modeling of teaching the sentence using a lot of TPR and then having the students select a corresponding picture to demonstrate independent choice and output skills. Of course, if you want to ask your prompting question, make sure that the end goal is the modeled target sentence. For the A slides, well, these are your application slides, and these are generally the drag and drop slides. Now, the good thing is you've already taught drag and drop on your on your reward slides, so we don't need to teach it again here. This is why we've modeled it earlier. But here the students will put into action what they learned on the previous slides. Remember, verbal output is priority, so ensure your students are repeating the words before or sentences before identifying the proper object, word, or action. Now, once you've completed the verbal output, model the drag and drop activity for your student. You can use this using the drag and drop TPR or demonstrating on the slide itself. Remember, by the A slide, the goal is for the student to make independent choices. This is not always the time to test conjugations, rather to identify what word they hear and repeat and be able to choose that word to drag and drop. They should be leaving these A slides feeling successful and motivated. The E slides are our expand slides. Now these are a wonderful place to free talk with your student. You could practice the prompts from the lesson and expand based on the level of your student. This is not a place to ask questions not previously modeled, whether in this lesson or on any prior lesson. You can ask questions that you've modeled, questions on their prior knowledge list, or teach new words or sentences. But this should be a light slide and, again, leave the student feeling successful. Your goodbye slide should have the same kind of rapport as your greeting slide. Let the student know they did a great job and, if time, recap the rewards they have been given. You can expand by counting the rewards. Well, you can do any type of expansion that you like as long as it is level appropriate. Now remember, VIPKID wants to see your teaching style. There are many videos out there modeling the mock slide by slide, and while many of them properly demonstrate some of the standards, be sure you are following the guidelines and examples that VIPKID has provided you. I wish you much success on your Level 2 certification and beyond in your major course classes. Thanks for watching. Bye.